So, in today's activity, in this lesson, we will want to work out these four problems and see when to apply which rule, whether sine rule or cosine rule. And we said the sine rule and cosine rule, we use that to find the length or the angle of a triangle when the triangle is not a right angle triangle. So, here's the first one, A. We're given a triangle, 9 cm, we have 12 cm, and the angle between of 102 degrees. And we need to find what x is. Angle side, angle side. Do you know which rule we will use? Which rule we will use? Whether it's the cosine rule or the sine rule? If you said cosine rule, you are absolutely correct. That is correct. Because we have two sides and an angle between those two sides. So for number A, we're using the cosine rule. And check back your formula, what is the cosine rule. So since we need x squared, let us set it up. X squared is equal to our sides, 9 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 9 times 12 cos, and the angle opposite that side, 102. So let us work. So x squared is equal to, that will give us 9 squared will give us 81, 12 squared will give us 144, negative 2 times 9 times 12. 12 9th will give us 108, and 108 times 2 will give us 216 cos 12, 102. Alright, now here it is. Let us simplify. So x squared will be equal to 81 plus 144. That will give us 81 plus 144 will be 225. 1 plus 144 will give us 225. And now again minus 216 cos 102. Now be careful here. Remember we said in our last class, do not subtract these two. Do not subtract these two. Multiply first and then subtract. Now here is something we need to remember. Remember we said that once in our last class we were working a problem and we got a negative when we were cosing, and we said once we cos a negative we will have an answer. We will have an obtuse angle. So here 102 is an obtuse angle. So when we find the cos of 102, that will give us a negative. So what happens when a negative times a negative, it will become a positive. So what I'm trying to say, boys and girls, is anytime cos is an obtuse angle, if it's more than 90 degrees, if the cos here is more than 90 degrees in our cosine formula, what will happen is this sign here will become a positive, right? It will become a positive. So what you can do is multiply negative 216 times cos 102 times cos 102, and you see you will have an answer of a positive answer. So negative 216 times cos 102 gives us 44.225 plus, right, 44.91. All right. So if you multiply 216 without the negative, if you multiply 216 times cos 102, what you see, you'll get a negative 44.91. So that negative and this negative will become a positive. So remember that anytime you cosine and this angle here is an obtuse angle, the sign here will become a positive. Only when it is an obtuse angle. Once it is an acute angle, this sign here will be positive. Will be negative, sorry. This sign will remain negative. So we have x squared is equal to, x squared is equal to 225 plus 269.91. So x now, x will be equal to the square root of that. And the square root of our answer is 16.43 cm. Right? X will be equal to 16.43 cm. Alright, so that is our answer for A. Let's try B. B, we have side angle, and we need an angle. Side angle, and we need another angle. Which rule do we use for that? Which rule do we use for that? Yes, that's correct. We will have to use the sine rule. Sine rule for the angle. So sine, start with the given one, sine 36 over the angle, the side opposite 36, 9.2 is equal to sine x over the angle, the side opposite x, 11.3. So we transpose and to make sine x our subject. So 11.3 times sine 36 over 9.2 is equal to sine x. So we now have to find the value of sine x. So let's simplify over here. So we have 11.3 times sine 36 is equal to, and then we divide by 9.2, which will give us approximately 0.722 is equal to sine x. So now x will be equal to, we could put x, the angle x will be equal to the sine inverse of 0.722. Sine inverse 0.722, and that answer will be 46.22. So x is equal approximately 46.22 degrees. Now what you could do is pause the video and try C, and then we will work it together. Pause the video, try number C or letter C, and then we'll work it together. Okay, now that you would have done that, let's see if we have the same answer, if you will have the same answer. So first of all, let's see what we'll work, which rule we'll use. We have two angles and a side. Two angles and a side. And we need a side opposite the given angle. Now, so here, since we have two angles and a side, we have one angle and a side opposite, and we are given an angle, and we need to find the side opposite that angle. We will have to use our sine rule. Sine rule. So here is how we'll do that. Let us set it up. First of all, start with what is given. And we said that if we have to find the side. You put the side at the top. So 13 over sine 52 is equal to y over sine 42. Y over sine 42. And then we just transpose and find the value of y. Transpose, find the value of y. So that will be 13 times sine 42. Since sine 42 is dividing, when it goes over, it multiplies over sine 52 is equal to y. So we will work that out. So 13 multiplied by sine 42, and then our answer divided by sine 52 will give us 11.04 cm will be our value for y. Okay, so I hope you have the same answer, right? If you got that same answer, you are doing quite well. Now let's do the final one. Here we're given three sides, and we know quickly, we know easily, once we're given three sides, that we can only use the cosine rule. We can only use the cosine rule. So we need to find the angle M. So cos M is equal to, well, we have to find, or since we have to find M, if we have to find M, we know that we'll have to be subtracting the square of this. So A and B will be these two sides. So it will be 15.2 squared plus 11.7 squared minus 5.4 squared. Alright? Over 2 times 15.2 times 11.7. Alright? 15.2 times 11.7. So if we need this angle, we subtract the square of the side opposite it, and then we add up the square of the other two sides. So now we will have 15.2 squared plus 11.7 squared minus 5.4 squared over 2 times 15.2 times 11.7 equal to 355.68. Alright? Cos M. Okay? So now we can simplify this. 231.04 plus 136.89 minus 29.16 give us a total of 338.77 over 355.68, and that is equal to cos M. So quickly, let us find what M is equal to. Okay, let me quickly rub out over here so we can get that done. So M m, to find m, we have to do the cos inverse of this. M is equal to cos inverse 338.77 over 355.68. Alright? So cos inverse, second function, cos inverse, then divide 338.77 divided by 355.68, which will give us m is equal to approximately 17.74 degrees. Alright, so boys and girls, that is how we go about finding the length or the angle of a triangle using the sine rule and cos rule. What I will encourage you to do is work your practice sheets so that you will get more proficient at calculating using the sine rule and the cosine rule.